Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahilladzi hadana lihada wa ma kunna linahtadiya laula an hadana Allah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, alhamdulillah, we continue today our program to study about Islamic teaching. And maybe this is the last week before we enter Shahrul Ramadan, before we enter the holy month of Ramadan. So inshallah we'd like to remind ourselves about some virtue of Ramadan, some to face the Ramadan with a better understanding, with a fully hope to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'd like inshallah to read from the same book, Riyadus Salihin, but we skip to the chapter number 217. In our normal study, weekly study, we just reach around 50 something, 55 or 56. But now we skip to chapter 217. In this chapter, Imam Nawawi named the chapter Bab or chapter on Wujubu Sawmi Ramadan wa Bayanu Fadli Siyami wa ma yata'allaqu bih. Chapter about the obligation of fasting in Ramadan. That fasting in Ramadan is an obligation. Wa bayani fadli siyam, and also explanation about the virtue of fasting. The virtue of fasting. And the thing which related with the fasting. So related with the fasting, first, the most important thing that we need to know is of course the Kalamullah, the words of Allah SWT, which mentioned and told us to do fasting itself. Allah SWT mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Okay? So here Allah SWT said, O who you believe, O people who believe to Allah SWT, O who you believe, then Allah SWT said, Kutiba alaykumus siyam. That as-siyam, fasting, is already obligated by Allah SWT to you. As-siyam, it's being obligated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to you. So from here we can understand that fasting is command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fasting is command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? It's the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is an obligation for us to do fasting. Okay? It's an obligation for us to do fasting. And if it is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe some people might say, how can we do fasting? It is difficult, it is hard. Then again we need to stress that this is command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we need to remind who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we again remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created us, who created the human being. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created the human being. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to do something, then inshallah we can do it. Or even we can say generally we can do it. Even except maybe we are in a like sickness or some condition, then it is okay not to do fasting. Yeah. So again we stress here, this is the command, this is obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's two stress. It is obligation, yes, it is obligation, but don't forget this obligation is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rabbul Alamin, the one who created us, So inshallah it is okay to do fasting. Cannot be heard from downstairs.
Boss is not coming, so I want to listen to you.
That's my side. Here we see. So again, the first thing we need to remember about the fasting, about Ramadan, is the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbul Alamin, the one who created us, the one who created the whole universe, which say to us Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam, that fasting is already obligated for or obligated upon you. So fasting is an obligation. Again, if someone might say that how come we didn't eat, we didn't drink since the dawn until the Maghrib, how come? How possible? Then we say the one who told us to do fasting is the one who also created our body. So if you believe to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then try it. Try to do it. So inshallah it is okay for our body. Okay? But it doesn't mean also we perform fasting to be healthy. We didn't perform fasting to be healthy. This is command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Can you increase the voice because they can't hear?
Yeah, can hear. It's a command.
Change the
Is you put your mobile. Check. No.
Okay.
the second floor, they cannot hear.
Okay, so this is the first thing in Surah Al-Baqarah. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu kutiba alaikumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladzina min qablikum. Then Imam Nawawi mentioned some hadith in this chapter 217, related with fasting. The first hadith Imam Nawawi mentioned wa an Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu, from the companion Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. Abu Hurairah said, qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, qala Allahu azza wa jalla, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jalla said. So this is hadith Qudsi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, kullu amal ibni adama lahu illa as-siyam fa innahu li wa ana ajzi bi. That all the obedience, all the deeds, all the amal, the action of Ibn Adam, of human beings, is for him, for the human beings itself. But Allah said, illa as-siyam, except fasting. فَإِنَّهُ لِي وَأَنَا أَجْزِي بِي. Except fasting, this is for me. وَأَنَا mean for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنَا أَجْزِي بِهِ. And I am the one who will reward those fasting. And then Allah continue in this hadith, وَالصِّيَامُ جُنَّةٌ. And fasting is junnah. Fasting is junnah, wiqaya, barrier or protection. Okay. Covered will protect us. Okay. So Allah said, وَالصِّيَامُ جُنَّةٌ. Fasting is protection. فَإِذَا كَانَ يَوْمُ الصَّوْمِ أَحَدِكُمْ فَلَا يَرْفُثْ وَلَا يَسْخَبْ. And this is reminder from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَإِذَا كَانَ يَوْمُ صَوْمِ أَحَدِكُمْ, in the time of your fasting, in the day of your fasting, فَلَا يَرْفُثْ وَلَا يَسْخَبْ. So don't mention, don't say something useless. Don't say something bad. Okay? Don't say something bad in the time of in the day of your fasting. In the day of your fasting. So this is a reminder from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Your foot is don't approach women.
Rafatha wala. Hi. Yeah, those the detail between yarfuth and the yaskhab. So, but in general, it is not good to say something bad from our mouth, of course. Yeah. To say something bad. So we need to protect, to take care of what we say in the time of fasting. Something called yarfuth means related with the man say things to women.
Now don't approach women.
Yeah, things he said to women, like to approach the women, something like this, which is also forbidden in the time of Hajj, isn't it?
Yes.
It's also forbidden at the time when we use the in the Hajj. So again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us, وَصِيَامُ جُنَّةٌ, that fasting is protection, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remind us not to say something bad from our mouth. Even more detail, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even said, فَإِنْ سَابَّهُ أَحَدٌ أَوْ قَاتَلَهُ, and even if someone is insult him or fight him or disturb him or fight to him in the day of fasting, فَلْيَقُلْ, then he should say, Inni sa'im, I am fasting. I am fasting. So he protect himself from saying or to do something bad. Even if someone is disturbing him, even if someone is insulting him or disturbing him. Allah SWT said, فَلْيَقُلْ, then he should say, Inni sa'im, I am fasting. Okay, I am fasting. Okay, that's another part. And then again Allah SWT say, this is Hadith Qudsi, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ لَخُلُوفُ فَمِ الصَّائِمِ أَطْيَبُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ مِنْ رِيحِ الْمِسْكِ. Then this is also the word that the smells from the mouth of people who perform fasting, even this is maybe in the standard of human being, is not good. It's not a good smell, it's a bad smell. But in the standard of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is said, Adyabu indallahi min rihil misk. It is better for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the smell of al-misk. Mother misk in English?
Musk.
Masak?
Musk.
Musk. Okay. From the good smell of misk. So if this for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is better. Musk?
Yes, in Urdu, mush.
Musk.
Musk,
So it's a good smell.
from the deer stomach.
From the deer stomach. Okay. So this is the something really good. Even for human beings, for standard human, this is not good. But again, we need to measure something, value something with the standard which is given by this Sharia, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is say that it is atyab min rihil misk, better than the smell of misk. Okay? So from this hadith, there are many things related with the fasting of Ramadan.
So maybe it is indication for Muslims to use miswak. Maybe.
Miswak.
To
Yes.
use siwak,
Miswak, for example, especially in Ramadan.
miswak,
Miswak.
Miswak. Paste.
siwak,
Yeah.
The toothpaste.
Yeah.
Toothpaste.
siwak.
Yes. Miswak, maybe.
What?
That is true.
In general, it is recommended to use. Okay,
Before each salah.
we can hear.
Yes.
So in general, siwak is recommended to use inside Ramadan or outside Ramadan. So even we say that the smell of people in the Ramadan is better than the smell of real misk, the smell of misk. It doesn't mean that we didn't use siwak. It doesn't mean that we just let our mouth smells not good. It is still, inshallah, it is okay to use siwak. Okay? So again, the point is that maybe some lessons that Allah SWT said, فَإِنَّهُ لِي, that fasting, that the deed, the action of fasting is special. This is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's from us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنَا أَجْزِبِي. When Allah Himself will measure, will evaluate our fasting and will give reward to our fasting. So this is about Ramadan. Okay, so this is special. Okay, Allah Himself will evaluate our fasting and then will give reward of our fasting. Okay, will give reward of our fasting. So there is no limitation of reward of fasting. Okay. And in general, fasting include the amal of patience. Okay. And the amount of patience, there is no rewards. Okay. No limit of the rewards. We know that any good deeds is rewarded, at least the minimum is How many the minimum reward? 10 times. Every good amal will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at least 10 times. And some amal would be 700 times. But fasting is not limited. Allah might give the rewards more than this, more than 700. Okay? More than 700. But actually it's not only fasting, it's all the action which based on patience, based on sabr, okay? Based on patience. So here the first hadith al-Qudsi from our Prophet Muhammad, from Abu Hurairah, from our Prophet Muhammad, and from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which said this hadith. Okay? The second hadith we'd like to read from this chapter, An Sahal bin Sa'ad radhiyallahu anhu, from the companion Sahal, from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallam said, Inna fil jannah baban yuqalu lahu ar-rayyan. This is explanation from Allah SWT through our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that in Jannah, in the heaven of Allah SWT, there is door to enter Jannah. This door have special names called ar-rayyan. Ar-rayyan. Yadkhulu minhu as-sa'imun yawm al-qiyamah. And in the day of judgment, in the hereafter, people will enter from this bab, from this door of Rayyan, only as-sa'imun, people who have fasting, people who perform the fasting. La yadkhulu minhu ahadun ghayruhum. No one enter the doors of Rayyan except people who perform fasting. People who perform fasting. Okay? Yuqalu, and then it is said in the day of judgment, near the door will be said, Aina sa'imun. So people who perform fasting will be fined. Where are they? Aina sa'imun. Where is people who perform fasting? Okay? Where is people who perform fasting? Fayaqumuna la yadkhulu minhu ahadun ghayruhum. So they come into the doors and no one enter to the doors except people who perform fasting. Fa idza dakhalu ughliqa. And if people who perform fasting already enter Jannah through this door, then Allah SWT, in this hadith, ughliqa, will be closed. These doors will be closed. Okay? Falam yadkhul minhu ahadun. So no one will enter this door called Ar-Rayyan, door of Rayyan. So again, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, related with our motivation to do fasting, okay, so we can use fasting as one of the reason, one of the way we can enter Jannah. In the day of judgment will be said, Aina sa'imun. Aina sa'imun. Where is people who perform fasting? Where is people who perform fasting? Because there are special doors to enter Jannah for them, okay, called Babur Rayyan, the door of Ar-Rayyan. So again, this motivates us to perform fasting, okay, to do fasting. Okay? So hopefully Allah SWT give tawfiq and hidayah for us to enter Jannah through this door of Ar-Rayyan, because of our deeds to do fasting, and then Allah SWT let us enter Jannah through the door of Ar-Rayyan. Okay? Again, Prophet ﷺ said, Inna fil Jannah baban yuqalu lahu Ar-Rayyan. So this is information, and we believe this with yaqeen, that in Jannah there is special door named Rayyan, and the one who enter this door only sa'imun, people who perform fasting. If all the people already enter Jannah through this door, then this door will be closed, and no one enter again this door. Okay? Again, for us, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, who really wanted to enter Jannah, this kind of information is really huge information which motivate us to do fasting. The next hadith here, وعن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه, from the companion Abu Sa'id al-Khudri رضي الله عنه قال, Abu Sa'id said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, our Prophet ﷺ said, ما من عبد يصوم يوما في سبيل الله إلا باعد الله بذلك اليوم وجهه عن النار 70 خريفا. So any people who perform fasting one day, fi sabilillah means the reason is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the reward ba'adallahu bidhalika al-yawmi wajhahu 'anil nari 70 kharifan. Allah will make his face far away from the hell. 70 kharifan. 70 kharifan, 70 time of travel. Kharifan is certain time of travel. Some people say 70 years, some people say. So it's a long time. One day we do fasting, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make promise through our Prophet said that because of his fasting one day, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make his face. And of course, the scholars say this means not only the face, means all these human will Allah make him far away from the hellfire 70 kharifan. Every day, this is only one day. Actually, this hadith is not only in Ramadan. Not only in Ramadan. Anytime we perform fasting, the condition is fi sabilillah. We do fasting fi sabilillah. The reason is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So not for anything, but for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the rewards ba'adallahu bidhalika al-yawmi. Because of that day that we perform fasting, Allah will make our face far away from the hellfire 70 kharifan. 70 years. Some of us have said 70 years. Okay? This hadith muttafaqun alayh. Again, this kind of hadith motivate us to do fasting. So every day we perform fasting, then inshallah Allah will make our face far away from the hell fire. Another hadith we're going to read from this chapter. The famous hadith, our Prophet ﷺ said, "Man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban, ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi." Muttafaqun alayh. Again, man sama Ramadana, who perform fasting Ramadan with two conditions here, imanan wa ihtisaban, because of he believed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He believed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He believed and he followed the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we read before fi Surah Al-Baqarah, imanan wa ihtisaban, and also because he hoping to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these two reasons. He hoping to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the reward ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi. Allah will forgive all the sins, all his previous sins. Subhanallah. Allah will forgive all his previous sins. He performed Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban. In Bukhari Muslim there are three hadiths almost the same. Man sama Ramadan, this is first. The second hadith, man qama Ramadan, who performed qiyam of Ramadan. Some scholars say this is Tarawih. Then he keep his Tarawih, perform the Tarawih prayer. So this is another thing in Ramadan, the bonus in Ramadan. Okay? The fasting itself and then the Tarawih. Okay? And this is also to motivate us. In this Sahih Bukhari, there's hadith, man qama Ramadan. And in the third hadith, man qama laylatul qadri. The next is the same. Who perform qiyam, pray, in the night of Laylatul Qadr. In the night of Laylatul Qadr. So these three important things of the month of Ramadan. Fasting itself, and in the night we have Tarawih, and also we have the special night that we like to achieve in this Ramadan is the night of Qadr, Laylatul Qadr. And if we do a'mal in that night, inshallah will be rewarded like we do a'mal for 1,000 months or around 83 years. So it is important night. But the problem is that the night is not mentioned which night. So this is the game. Then we search for the night, even every night actually. Even scholars say there is no Sahih Nas which say that it is not impossible that Laylatul Qadr happen even in the beginning. It might be. Some hadiths suggest it might be in the last 10 days, but there is no limitation. It will be in the 10th day. It might be in the first day. I mean, no limitation. Even scholars cannot say which part of the Ramadan. So it is said to us that we need to search Laylatul Qadr since the beginning of Ramadan. So inshallah, if we can perform Taraweeh most, or even if it is possible every night, so it's the best. We perform Taraweeh every night, and we perform Taraweeh with remembering at least the hadith, Man qama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. By remembering this hadith, just remembering this hadith. Okay? So again, these three hadiths, maybe it's easy to remember. Man sama Ramadana, and the second, what is man qama Ramadana, and the third, man qama Laylatul Qadr. Okay? So these three might motivate us to do fasting, inshallah. Another hadith, some hadiths also mentioned in some books, we'd like to read here. There is hadith mentioned by Al-Haythami in his book Majma' al-Zawaid, and he said that it is in the authority of Imam al-Tabrani. Maybe we didn't know al-Tabrani, but maybe we know Shafi'i rahimahullah. We know how Imam Shafi'i is really great. So Tabrani, another laqab is small Shafi'i. How is it said in small Shafi'i? How is it in Arabic? Safi al-Shaghir. So small Shafi'i. Just to make us simple understanding about how the virtue of Imam Tabrani among the scholars. So the hadith which narrated from Ubadah bin Samit, Prophet ﷺ said, Atakum Ramadan Shahru Barakah. That Ramadan is come to you, and this is Shahru Barakah, and this is the month of Barakah, the month of Barakah. Yuhshakumullahu fihi fayunzilu rahmat. So Allah SWT give you this month many barakah, and Allah SWT give you in this month ar-rahmah, barakah and rahmah. So this is the month of barakah, the month of rahmah. This is Ramadan that we're going to face, inshallah, in the near future. Yuhitul khataya. In this month, Allah will erase khataya, sins. Allah will erase the Yahuttul khataya. Allah will erase al-khataya. Yahuttul khataya. Allah will erase the sins. Barakah, rahmah, sins will be erased. Wa yastajibu fihi du'a, and du'a will be answered. So this is the time of mustajab in the month of Ramadan. Month of Ramadan in general is a good time to do du'a. Okay? وَيَسْتَجِيبُ فِيهِ الدُّعَاء. Okay? It is many virtue here. So du'a in the time of Ramadan is special in general. Inshallah we'll mention there is a more special time in general in the time of Ramadan, and there is some special time where it is in the time of fast and the time of break the fasting. This special also time that our dua is listened by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The nation of the hadith, yanzurullahu ta'ala Allah SWT will see you. Allah SWT yanzurullahu ta'ala ila tanafusikum fihi wa yubahi bikum malaikatahu. Allah SWT will see you in the time of Ramadan. Allah SWT will watching you how you compete in Ramadan, how you compete in Ramadan, how you compete with others to do more ibadah, to do better than others, to do pray more than others, to read Quran more than others, to read Quran more than others. So Allah will watching you how you compete each other in the time of Ramadan. So dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Ramadan is time to compete our ibadah. If our brother able to do 1 page every day, maybe we should compete. Maybe 2 page, maybe more, 3 page, maybe even quarter of juice, maybe half of juice, maybe 1 whole juice, or maybe more. So the feeling of competition in a good way, and competition in a good way. And Allah in this hadith even said, وَيُبَاهِ بِكُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ, and Allah will proud of you and show you to the malaika. Allah will proud of you and tell to malaika how you compete to do a'mal in the time of Ramadan. Okay? But this is a good mu'min. If we are not compete, maybe we cannot be proud by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we didn't use the time of Ramadan, then the continuation of the hadith will say what kind of people we are if we didn't use and we didn't compete in the time of Ramadan. In the continuation of the hadith, فَأَرُوا min anfusikum khaira. So time of Ramadan is a good time to show your good deeds to Allah SWT. Compete in this month of Ramadan. Do your a'mal in this Ramadan, so that you are good slave to Allah SWT. Compete in this Ramadan because Allah watching you and Allah will be proud of you to His malaika. And then in the last part is also defined, فَإِنَّ الشَّقِي مَنْ حُرِمَ فِيهِ رَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ. And a shaqi, poor people, you can say poor people. وَالشَّقِي, who is poor people? مَنْ حُرِمَ فِيهِ رَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ, is the people which in the time of Ramadan, we say this is the month of rahmah, but he didn't have the rahmah of Allah SWT. This is the time of barakah, but he didn't have barakah from Allah SWT. This is the time when the prayer is rewarded more by Allah SWT, but he didn't move himself to do pray. This is the time to do good amal, but he didn't move himself to do the good amal. This is the time Allah SWT want to watch us compete, but he didn't compete. Some people wake up to do pray and even to read and to others, he didn't wake. Even in the Ramadan, some people say even if our sleep is like ibadah, yes it is, but it is better if you compete. And if you sleep because of laziness, we need to be careful because of this hadith. To be careful of this hadith. This hadith mentioned, our Prophet ﷺ said, فَإِنَّ الشَّقِي, that actually a shaqi, a poor people, is man hurima fihi rahmatullah, the one which didn't have rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this holy month of Ramadan. This is the time of rahmat, but you didn't have those rahmat. So this is poor people. Poor people. In the time of bonus, in the time of you came anywhere in the shop and everyone give you candy, but you didn't have candy, so you are poor people. In that day, everyone give candy, but you didn't have candy. You are poor people. So in the time of Ramadan, in the time of rahmat, but you didn't have rahmat while you're doing it, then this is poor people. So again, as in this hadith say, فَأَرُوا min anfusikum khayra. So show your good deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Compete to do good deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so Ramadan is the time to do good deeds. next hadith is to remind us related what we read also to be careful to say something bad from our mouth. Is the hadith narrated by Imam Bukhari, in the author Imam Bukhari. Our Prophet ﷺ said, "Man lam yada' qawla zur wal amala bih." He performed Ramadan, but he didn't clean his mouth of bad words. Okay? Qawla zur means the bad words, wal amala bih, and also bad deeds. He performed Ramadan, but his mouth still dirty. His action also still not a good action. Okay? This is what we said in the previous hadith. He didn't compete in the day of Ramadan to do good deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Then what said in this hadith? فَلَيْسَ لِلَّهِ حَاجَةً فِي أَن يَدَعَ طَعَامَهُ وَشَرَابَهُ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't need for him of his fasting. He didn't eat, he didn't drink, but for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this is useless. You didn't eat, you didn't drink, but you still do bad deed. From your mouth still comes out bad words. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't need for your fasting. It's useless for you to avoid food, to avoid drink. It is useless. Okay? That's why also in another hadith, رُبَّ صَائِمٍ لَيْسَ لَهُ مِنْ صِيَامِهِ إِلَّا الْجُوعُ وَالْعَطَشُ. Many people who perform fasting, but what he gets from this fasting is only al-ju', hungry, and thirsty. Only these two things. No rewards, no barakah, no rahmah, only two. Why? Because he didn't clean himself from these dirty deeds, from these bad deeds, from his mouth and also from his action. So it is good then to enter Ramadan with fully hope and also motivation to compete in the time of Ramadan, to reach the barakah, the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala see you compete in this time of holy Ramadan, and let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seeing you clean yourself from bad deeds, from your mouth and also from your body, from your action.
Zur actually is lying.
Lie? Yes, it's including lie, including also some insulting others, bad things comes out. In explanation, scholars explain that including ghibta, backmouthing your brothers, those kind of things, lying, backbiting your brothers, ghiba. This is bad words. You do fasting, but you're still insulting your brothers, you're still lying to your brothers, or lying to others. Lying is not good to anyone. To do lying and also to do backbiting. You do riba. You say bad things about brothers which is not coming with you. So those kind of things we need to avoid. And Ramadan actually the time of practice. So it doesn't mean it's only in Ramadan, but Ramadan is how we practice ourselves. And hopefully when we go out from Ramadan, we already become muttaqun, to clean ourselves from these kind of dirty deeds from our mouth or our actions. Okay. The next part is just to remind us about some sunnah or some recommendation in the time of Ramadan. We mostly those a'mal maybe we know, but it is good to just remind ourselves about some a'mal in Ramadan. For instance, the breakfast itself. Breakfast in Ramadan, or sahur. Sahur in English is breakfast. Sahri in Pakistan. Early breakfast or sahur in the time of Ramadan. So there is many barakah of sahur. Even our Prophet ﷺ said, don't leave sahur even with one drink, because the sahur is all barakah, and malaika will do salawat to you, will make dua to you for your sahur. So the first is sahur, so we need also to motivate ourselves to do the sahur. So this is in the hadith muttafaqun alayh. Our Prophet ﷺ said, "Tasahharu fa inna fis sahur barakah." So do sahur. Prophet ﷺ said, "Fa inna fis sahur barakah," because in sahur there is barakah. So we perform sahur not only because our physics demand sahur. Yes, our physics demanding. We want to do sahur because to avoid more hungry, to avoid weakness in the daytime. But this is not only physical thing. This is also ibadah. We perform sahur with the intention of ibadah, because our Prophet ﷺ said, "Fa inna fis sahur barakah." Truly in sahur there is barakah. So this is more particular. Ramadan in general is barakah, but sahur itself is barakah. Sahur is barakah. So these are to motivate ourselves to wake up in the sahur, and also to wake our family in the sahur. Even our Prophet ﷺ said in the Sahih Muslim, "Faslu ma baina siyamina wa siyami ahlil kitab akalatus sahar." The difference between our fasting and the fasting of Ahlul Kitab, the Ummah before us, is sahur. Is the sahur. So this is the difference, and this is the thing which make our fasting is better. Difference means also better than the fasting which performed by the previous Ummah. So in this hadith which I mentioned previously, our Prophet ﷺ said that sahur, that all of the sahur, kulluhu barakah. All of the sahur is barakah. And our Prophet ﷺ said, "Fala tada'uhu walau ay yajra'u." So don't left sahur. Don't miss sahur even with one drink. With only one drink. Because even one drink, this is barakah. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى الْمُتَسَحِّرِينَ. Allah and the malaika yusalluna. Yusalluna means do salawat. Means make dua to you. Allah and the malaika will make dua to al-mutasahirin, people who perform sahur. So this is sahur is one of the adab, or the thing which recommended for us to do in the time of our Ramadan. Another thing which also recommended in the time of Ramadan is not to delay our break, not to delay our fasting break. If it came the time of Maghrib, then we break our fasting. Because some people maybe make some delay, even long delay of the fasting. So this is not good. If there's come the time of Maghrib, then we should break our fasting. Okay? And this is also recommended. Okay? Our Prophet ﷺ said, "La yazalu an-nasu bi khairin ma ajjalu al-fitra." People will be in a good condition as long as they not delaying, or they break their fasting as soon as possible. I mean, when the time already coming, then they make the break of their fasting. Okay? Even in the hadith from Imam Ahmad and Imam Tirmidhi, it is mentioned, "Inna ahabba ibadi ilayya a'jaluhum fataran." The big fitran. So inna ahabba ibadi ilayya a'jaluhum fitran means the people which most loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who make his breaking early. Early means, of course, when the Maghrib time coming, then he break the fasting. And this is also the sunnah. We break the fasting and then we perform Maghrib prayer. Okay?
Because the Jews, they fast or something like that. They break their fast until they see the stars. Shia also, maybe after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
After our Maghrib. When it's almost quite dark, then they break their fast.
So they make sure.
So they are not following Sunnah.
Alhamdulillah. So Brother Fiat, that some Jews, they wait for to see stars,
Stars, yes.
and after seeing stars, then they confirm it's already time to break. For us, if the time of Maghrib coming, this is already the time. No need to wait longer about things. And the time of break again is a good time. In the Sahih Hadith it is mentioned, Inna lisaim inda fitrihi da'watun ma turad. For people who do fasting in the time of his break fasting, da'watun la turad. He have dua which will not be rejected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is mashallah. Every day we have this kind of opportunity. Every time we break our fasting, then we have some, like you can say, bonus from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can make one dua which will not be rejected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Will not rejected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but scholars said, of course, we need also to purify to keep our fasting okay, or we didn't do any bad things, as we said, which will make our fasting itself will be rejected. Maybe that's all we can say for today. In general, dear brothers in Islam, hopefully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us, give us hidayah, give us tawfiq to take the opportunity of Ramadan as good as possible. This is the month of barakah, this is the month of rahmah. So let's motivate ourselves and let's make preparation to come into Ramadan in a good condition, with big hope to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, imanan wa ihtisaban, to perform the fasting of Ramadan. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to include us to people which said in the hadith as-shaki, poor people. The time of barakah, the time of rahmah, but we didn't get any rahmah.
Shaqi also it has another meaning which I think should be like miserable, like unlucky,
Yeah.
or miserable. Because,
Miserable.
for example, every unreal, every human being when
Shaqiyun or
he's
sa'idun.
when he's told matters, yes. The Malaika come to him and they write his ajal, his rizq, and also a shaqi and sa'id.
Yeah.
Whether he's miserable,
Miserable.
in this dunya and hereafter, and whether he will be also sa'id. Sa'id means happy.
Yeah.
Happy in this life and also in the hereafter.
Yeah. So this is the hadith related with that our taqdeer is decided when we are 40 days. One of the taqdeer is if this shaki or sa'id.
Sa'id.
So it's a good, means happy. Shaki is unhappy, sa'id is happy. Okay? So in the hadith that we read related with Ramadan, our Prophet ﷺ said as-shaki, so the same words, as-shaki means the unhappy, unlucky, or the poor people. Poor means unlucky, miserable people is the one who didn't get rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this holy month of Ramadan. This whole Ramadan is rahmat, but he didn't get rahmat. That's all. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well,